Order. Question number 9, Mark Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Economic Development. What recent announcements has he made about economic development in Northland?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, last week, alongside a number of other ministerial colleagues, I launched the Taitokerau Northland Economic Action Plan at a function of around 150 community and business leaders in the Bay of Islands. The plan identifies 58 actions that will help increase growth in the region, prioritising infrastructure improvements relating to transport, digital, skills and capability and water. Mr Speaker, nothing generates sustainable high-paying jobs and boosts the standard of living better than business confidence and business investment. The plan, which was generated by local government, business and community leaders working with central government, will build confidence amongst potential investors and lead to more and higher-paying jobs for the people of Northland.
Speaker.
Supplementary question, Mark Mitchell.
To the Minister, why has the government made Northland the focus of an economic action plan?
The Honourable
Speaker,
Stephen Joyce.
New Zealand will not be able to realise its full economic potential until all our regions are thriving. While Northland has shown good progress recently, with nearly 4,000 more people in employment now than 2 years ago, and an unemployment rate down to 6.2%, which is the lowest it's been since the previous government led the country into recession. Over many decades and several governments, the region has not reached its full economic potential. The government is therefore working with the local iwi, central government, local government agencies, Northland businesses, and all working together to put together a plan that we are all confident will lead to a step change in economic activity in the region over the next decade.
Supplementary question, Dr Shane Roriti.
What economic development opportunities does the Economic Action Plan set out?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, there's 58 projects, a number of which are getting underway. For example, critical infrastructure like ultra-fast broadband, airport improvements, yes, new bridges and roading upgrades. The Hunter Vasa Art Centre in Wairau Māori Art Gallery in Whangarei, the government has committed $4 million to help construct. New tertiary providers working in the region like the Queenstown Resort College to get more young people into training and employment in the tourism sector. Better use of Māori land to encourage more farming, horticulture and forestry and high-value products like manuka honey. And of course, other projects like trading more with the world, which is why trade deals like the TPP and the Korean FTA are so important to regions such as Northland.
Supplementary question, Tracy Martin.
Kia ora. How does the Minister reconcile his government's promise to Northlanders for the upgrade of 10 single-lane bridges when only 3 of those bridges are funded and the Northland Economic Action Plan does not even mention a bridge?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, the member is mistaken with the second part of her question. Actually, the upgrading of the Twin Coast highways, including bridges, is very clearly in the Economic Action Plan. It's a reasonably short booklet, but if she'd like to read it again, I'm happy to show where it is. Regards to the other part of the question, that commitment is over a 6-year period. We have already stepped up with 3. The 4th is coming. There are 3 to be investigated. I'll tell you what, this government will deliver those bridges in Northland. Northlanders will know it, and they will be very positive about that achievement.
Supplementary question, Tracy Martin.
How can Northlanders trust a word he says when the Wellsford to Warkworth motorway has no indicative route, and yet the Northland Economic Action Plan on page 12 for the Minister says it will be delivered within 5 years?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Again, I think the member needs to have another look at the report, because the report refers to the Puhoi to Warkworth section being delivered within 5 years. And that's the construction that's taking place. The Warkworth to Wellsford is the second part of that. The report also refers to 4-laning the highway to Whangarei, which is being investigated now by NZTA and the government, and that will be a very big commitment to the region. Can I say to the member, picking on the government is fine on a number of things, but on roading in Northland, we will be shown to do more for Northland than any other government.
Speaker?
Order. Point of order, Tracy Martin.
Can I offer the Minister page 12?
No, order. No, you cannot. Question number 10, Reno Tirakarani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question